Hello there YouTube, my name is Katie and you're watching my channel Superconsole, where today I have got The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD for Wii U. I'm going to be talking about the differences between the GameCube and Wii versions if you played those in 2006 or whenever it was, and whether you should buy it or not really. I guess Twilight Princess is one of those Zelda games that's been really divisive. Personally, it's one of my all-time favourites. I feel like it has the scope and epicness of Ocarina of Time and great Zelda games like that, but it's mature and different and slightly edgy and dark, and it stands out for me for that reason. It's got some new interesting mechanics. Like, I generally think the wolf mechanic is cool and interesting. So for me, I was going to get this whatever, because another opportunity to play one of my favourite Zelda titles can't really go unnoticed. So if you haven't played it already, I think this video is pointless for you, because if you haven't checked it out and you're a Zelda fan, you need to. And if you have, well, this is what's different. Let's get the obvious one out of the way first. Twilight Princess HD may not look like this, but the HD remake is a definite improvement in the graphics department without breaking away from its original charm. No longer does everything look smudged with a layer of mud, slightly unattractive and rather jaggy. Now with a few dynamic lighting effects and colour balances making the whole image pop more, you can now appreciate the true beauty of Twilight Princess and its quirky characters, complete with a smooth 30 frames per second. It's worth remembering this is just an enhanced HD upscale in 1080p for Wii U, not a complete graphical overhaul. But if you really feel you can't tell the difference, just boot up your Wii or GameCube version and see for yourself, and suddenly the drastically clearer resolution is pretty damn obvious. What might not be immediately apparent is that the whole game is just that little bit slicker. Link seems to climb vines and stairs quicker, swims a little smoother, and even Epona controls slightly better, whether she's galloping across Hyrule Fields or making a break for it over the ranch gate. Hero mode, a slightly harder version of the game, can now be unlocked immediately as you start playing, which will please veterans of the series who complain that the bosses and challenges in the original Twilight Princess were far too easy in comparison to some of the other main series Zelda titles. There are also no heart drops to replenish your health, which makes things a little bit tougher along the way, and you may notice that Link is also suddenly right-handed like the mirrored Wii version. If you want to make things even harder still, you only need to whip out your Ganondorf amiibo and tap it on the gamepad to take double the amount of damage from every blow. Combined with hero mode on, suddenly you're taking 4 times the amount of damage as normal and crying softly to yourself as you approach every dungeon, even questioning life itself. Not all amiibo are evil though. Tap Sheik or Zelda to refill your hearts, or Link or Toon Link to refill your arrows. Rather handy, that is. Something that pained some original players greatly was the Tears of Light quest. Personally, running around hunting little bugs didn't really bother me, but for those of you who grimace at the thought, fear not, as in the HD remake you only need to gather 12 Tears of Light now in each province, not 16, which means less time looking for bugs and more time mowing the lawn with your sword. There's a new dungeon called the Cave of Shadows, which is unlocked by the Wolf Link amiibo, which comes with every retail version of the game. You play as Wolf Link and take on the wave-based endurance test throughout 40 floors of the dungeon. It's pretty much like the Cave of Ordeals, except you're stuck in Wolf Link form this time, which makes it a lot less fun, because everyone knows swords are where the fun's at. Wii U controller integration is actually pretty handy. Now you can easily see the world and dungeon maps at a glance, as well as your pockets, allowing you to easily equip an item or search through your growing stock of bottled fairies. But not only that, the Wii U gamepad also makes some of the gameplay slightly smoother. Take using a bow and arrow, slingshot, gale boomerang or grapple hook for instance. With the Wii U gamepad you can now use the built-in gyroscope to easier aim and take out your target from a distance, feeling just as slick as that cute little Zelda Battle Quest minigame on Nintendo Land. You can now locate Zelda-themed stamps in chests throughout the dungeons, which can be used on Miiverse. But in honesty, I found the inclusion of this kind of immersion breaking and rather pointless. Moving on. There's now an Insta-Wolf button, which, believe you me, makes life a whole lot better. Now instead of asking Midna to change you every single time you want to dig up a shiny patch of dirt, now you can simply tap a shoulder button and instantly transform into your furry self. Huzzah! Behold, Twilight Princess HD also includes a new item, the Ghost Lantern, which makes finding those lost Poe souls throughout the world that much easier, which will come in handy particularly for that certain Poe finding mission. You know the one. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you do decide to pick up Twilight Princess HD, then you do get with it the soundtrack with all these amazing songs on, which I went through in a video recently about the best songs of Twilight Princess, which is another reason you need to check it out. It's not the video necessarily, that too, but the game, it's got beautiful music in it. It's quite different and slightly more Western than most Zelda soundtracks. Just listen, right? Have a listen. So you get that. You also, of course, get the game. There's a nice kind of new take on the original box art. I really like it. It feels new while also feeling nostalgic and original. And then you also get Wolf Link amiibo with a little Midna on Link's back. I think it's a really good amiibo. It's really detailed. I'm not going to open mine here right now. I don't want to rip the box, to be honest. So if you want to look at that, I'm sure there's a nice close-up on the internet somewhere. But I think, to be honest, I think it's worth getting for the amiibo alone. If you just really like Zelda and you want something like this, I mean, it's a great collectible. And of course, the big old box. It's a big box. It didn't fit in my letterbox at all, and it's bloody massive. But it's got some really nice artwork on it. I don't know really where it's gonna go. It's gonna need a shelf for its own, this little blighter. So, put that over there. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to this channel and this stuff, consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!